It's a beautiful fall evening in the Truckee Meadows from Greater Nevada Field in downtown Reno. Reno 1868 FC playing host to Rio Grande Valley in a United Soccer League showdown here on Nevada Sportsnet. And hi everybody, welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. Reno right in the midst of a playoff hunt right now, 8th place in the Western Conference, needing some points here this evening. And they'll be bolstered in their lineup tonight, Colin, so we take a look at the key players to the match. In particular, coming back at center back is Jimmy Ockford.
Yeah, Jimmy Ockford, who was so crucial to Reno 1868 season last year. Returning captain after a good season with San Jose Earthquakes. He'll be looking to pick up where he left off last year.
Second appearance for Ockford with Reno this season, his first here in downtown Reno. On the other side of the pitch for RGV, they've got a bunch of players having been called up to the U.S. Open Cup. The Houston Dynamo playing in the championship here tonight. So they'll look to Pablo Aguilar as their top striker.
Yeah, Pablo Aguilar, their playmaker. He's going to look to pop up from the left, cut inside a lot, and try to create chances for the Rio Grande Valley strikers.
As you mentioned, Reno in the midst of a playoff hunt in 8th place. Rio Grande Valley, they've got nothing to play for. They've already been eliminated, so a chance for them to play spoiler here tonight in the biggest little city. We'll have more coming up next from Greater Nevada Field. Kickoff, United Soccer League action. It's Reno and Rio Grande Valley coming up next. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mic check, 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 1, 2, 3. Mic check.
Mic. All right, welcome back inside Greater Nevada Field here in the biggest little city. Reno 1868, Rio Grande Valley facing off here in downtown Reno for the first time this season. All right, let's take a look at the starting 11s for this one. We begin with the visitors in Rio Grande Valley, led by Gerson Echeverri. And this is a very different lineup as we take a look at this 3-3-4. In particular, the back four. Not one of these four started their last game.
Yeah, much changed lineup for Echeverri's side. Player that we highlighted earlier, Pablo Aguilar. He's going to be playing on the left wing, but expect him to come inside a lot and pop up behind Jordan Jones and Monday a team.
Player with the most experience, Nicholas Perea. He has appeared in 26 of the team's games this year. And for Ian Russell on the other side of the pitch, talked about a lot of familiar faces being back. Brown and Opano at the top, and as you look up and down with Mafeka and Weehan, Jimmy Ockford, Brent Richards, Matt Bersano in goal. Very eerily similar to the 2017 team.
Yeah, the boys are back in town in Reno tonight. So many familiar faces for the Reno 1868 fans for their historic run last year, seeing most goals in USL history.
I think for me in particular, I'm really excited to see Jimmy Ockford and Zach Carroll playing together at center back. Those two could be quite the duo. Ockford, the captain last year, Carroll, the captain this season. And we saw a shot of him just a moment ago. Brian Brown, a chance tonight to tie the all-time franchise record for goals scored. He comes in with 17 over the 2 seasons, including 14 this year. One away from tying his countrymate and fellow Jamaican, Dane Kelly, who had 18 a season ago.
Yeah, Brian Brown has been absolutely on fire this season with 14 goals. He's definitely going to look to add to that. He's looking at his compatriot Dane Kelly's record. He's eyeing that. He wants to surpass it. Expect him to try to pop up with a goal or two tonight.
Head referee tonight is Tim Ford, assisted by Chris Elliott, Andrew Hanks, as well as Nicholas Marin. And we are underway here tonight in downtown Reno. Early whistle taken off that time was Monday Ateem, who's making just his 3rd start of the season. It was one of the 3 forwards for the Toros. Mentioned briefly in the open, but Houston Dynamo, the MLS affiliate of this RGV club, they tonight playing in the U.S. Open Cup, and that kind of raided this RGV roster a bit, which is why you're seeing so many changes. And as of last check, we were just looking at it, Colin. Looks like Houston is going to come away with that 2018 U.S. Open Cup championship.
Yeah, congratulations to Wilmer Cabrera and his men. Much deserved this season in Open Cup. Houston Dynamo have been fantastic and running away with it against Philadelphia Union tonight.
RGV and Houston have shared a great relationship over the last couple of years. They're actually the first USL team to give an MLS club full aspects of their soccer operations. Kasipli able to clear it away for Reno. Stopped to the midfield by Robert Castellanos. Here's Antoine Openo trying to track it on the other side as that one goes out of play.
Yeah, it just skips past Openo, but it looks like RGV are actually setting up in a 4-4-2 diamond, not a 4-3-3 like we predicted. It looks like Pablo Aguilar is sitting underneath the 2 strikers. Look for him to try to pop up between the lines to feed Ateem and Jones.
Throw-in goes for James. Taken away temporarily by Reno. Back, though, to RGV. These teams all time have played each other on 3 occasions, and they are even up a win, a loss, and a draw. And the only match earlier this year, that came back on May the 2nd, and that was fought to a 0-0 draw. Reno did win the only meeting between these two here at Greater Nevada Field last year and won that one by a 3-2 final.
Yeah, a bit of a strange game, that earlier fixture against RGV. Saw the early morning kickoff. And a bit of a snoozer 0-0 draw, so we're hoping for more out here tonight.
Nicholas Cordy, who has had a lot of playing time this year for this Toros club, kicks it away from goal. He has appeared now in 20 games this season, having allowed 26 goals. He's got 49 saves. Cordy, an alum of Stanford. Good college soccer program out there in the Bay Area.
Yeah, also played with Burlingame Dragons with former Reno 1868 assistant coach Eric Bucheri.
A lot of good alums of that program. Miss having Booch around. He was great here in our inaugural season with the club. Working on some soccer training and camps now, as I understand, right?
Yes, he's running Path to Pro now, and actually a Path to Pro alumni, Manny Padilla, is playing right back for RGV tonight.
Great seeing the game of soccer growing across the United States. Some big news earlier this week, the announcement, the restructuring of the USL into 3 new divisions. That was a big splash. As we currently know it, Reno playing in the United Soccer League, but next year it's going to be called the USL Champion League, while there will also be a USL 1 and a USL 2, really kind of consolidating a clear structure of kind of a minor league system when it comes to soccer. And I think it's a wonderful thing to see all 3 of those lumped in and a bunch of franchises getting some new teams here in the near future as Opado tries to find Brown on a cross. That one kicked away, and a throw-in now coming for Reno.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how much USL has grown recently. 3 divisions. They're going to look to provide a stable league in those lower divisions. I'm curious to see what happens with League 1 and League 2 if they can implement promotion and relegation with the USL Championship in the future.
League 1 will begin play spring 2019. It'll be the country's Division 3 league. Carrying soccer to a lot of new places across the states. Here's Brent Richards taking a crack at it. Not a bad try there for Richards from just inside the box.
Oh, and Lindo Mafeka does so well to wiggle his way out of danger to find Brent Richards, and Brent Richards just lets one fly across the post, either looking for a shot or somebody to crash the far post and put it away. But Reno have looked decently knocking the ball around. They're really expansive shape. Fullbacks are pushing forward. A lot of time on the ball as well.
Well, I think when you talk about the experience MLS-wise and then guys playing together here in Reno, whether it was this year or last year, this has to be a pretty confident group on the field tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they have to feel boosted by the fact that seeing last year's captain, Jimmy Ockford, sitting next to current captain, Zach Carroll. I mean, Zach Carroll was signed to be Jimmy Ockford's replacement, and seeing them 2 together, it's really just a great sight.
Of course, adding Chris Weehan as well from the San Jose Earthquakes, so he appears in his 9th game this year with Reno. Here comes a charge from Pablo Aguilar. Sends it wide for David Cabrera. And whistle blown, Duke Lacroix there on the defense. And a throw-in coming for the Toros. Despite being in 14th place, they've been playing some of their best soccer of the season. Toros come in having won 2 of their last 3 with 7 points in their last 3 matches, including a 3-0 win over Seattle their last time out.
Yeah, but like we said, it's a much changed lineup to their 3-0 win against Seattle. So Echeverry's giving a chance to some guys who maybe not have seen as many minutes as they have liked.
Trying to go to the back of the box for Castellanos. Cabrera is there to back it up, sends it back in, headed away by Kasipli. And that's going to result in our first corner kick. So an early challenge for Matt Bersano in goal for Reno. His 5th game here in USL action this year. This is Aguilar. Carroll gets his head on it. And now a goal kick coming up for Bersano, who last season was outstanding for Reno. Appearing in 28 games, he amassed 9 clean sheets, and that was good for a tie for 4th in all of USL play.
Yeah, it's great to see Matt Bersano back with Reno 1868. Couple games now after JT Marcinkowski's outstanding form for this side, boosting him to the starting goalkeeper for San Jose Earthquakes. So gives Bersano a chance to get some minutes. He's had a lot of time on the bench as backup to Tarbell. So he'll be looking forward to more minutes coming into playoff season.
Takeaway there in the midfield. Whistle blows, though. And it looks like it's Lacroix who's down on the turf. Excuse me, that's Brian Brown.
Yeah, Guy Abend does really well to win the ball high up the field. Brian Brown's little flick to find Abend again. Gets taken out. Bit of an awkward angle to do anything with, so I imagine Reno will just restart play.
Ockford over to Carroll, continues to wear that captain's armbands. Ockford trying to play it forward. Castellanos will clear it back to the other side. Trying to go over the top that time for Jordan Jones. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. You can receive free shipping on orders over $50. Here comes a team on the attack, met by a couple defenders. Knocked down, no whistle as Richards with the takeaway finds Mafeka.
And this is a great counter from Reno. After Brent Richards wins the ball back there so quickly on the other side.
Openo trying to center it there for Chris Wheaton. A lot of red jerseys catch up now as Openo trying to make another push, finds Richards. And Richards once again taking a shot at goal there, and this time it hangs up there for Cordy, the 25-year-old from Brussels, Belgium.
Yeah, Richards' ball, he wants a lot more curve on that, looking for Brian Brown on the far post, just doesn't get it right, and it's an easy catch for Cordy.
Cordy, born in Belgium, grew up in the south of France, and as I mentioned earlier, played his college soccer at Stanford. Berzano rolls it in for Lacroix. Nice touch there from Weehan. Here comes a wave from Reno. Seth Kasipli. And Reno's on the board here in the 12th minute as Seth Kasipli delivers.
And it all comes from Chris Weehan's flick to find Duke Lacroix. Duke Lacroix's ball overpasses Brian Brown and Antoine Openo. But there's Seth Kasipli on the far post with all the time in the world. He lines up the volley and just places it into the far post, making a fantastic early lead for Reno 1868.
Third goal of the season for Kasipli, his 7th in a Reno 1868 uniform over the last 2 seasons. We were talking about it before the broadcast. Kasipli played really well on Saturday against Las Vegas. Good to see him rewarded here early in this match.
Yeah, I thought he was fantastic on Saturday, playing as in the holding mid role. He was breaking up play, starting attacks. Now he's seeing himself a little bit further forward on the side of this midfield 4, and he pops up in the box and takes his finish expertly.
You talked about it, though. That little flick from Weehan to Lacroix changed the whole play. It set up the entire play.
Yeah, and Duke Lacroix, he's so dangerous on this left-hand side, and having someone like Chris Weehan who can link up with one-touch play is crucial. And I think we're going to see more of that as the game goes on, that combination between the two of them.
Here comes Reno again. Brown sends it wide for Weehan. Over to Lindo Mafeka.
But just look how confidently Reno are stroking the ball around.
Slip in the midfield there from Rio Grande Valley, taken away by Abend. Simply trying to knife it in there for Mafeka, cleared back to Zach Carroll.
And I think an important matchup to look at is these two midfields, both teams playing very narrowly in the center of the park. It's going to be up to the fullbacks, Duke Lacroix and Brent Richards, a lot of the time to provide width, and they're going to have a lot of space, I think.
Richard sends it wide for Lindo Mafeka. And knocked away out of play by Ontiveros, and that'll set up a corner kick for Reno.
Yeah, but great off-the-ball movement from Lindo Mafeka. As that ball comes into Brent Richards' feet, he makes that inside-out run, and Brent Richards spots it with a one-time pass. Reno have looked good early on.
Again, I think the best word, confident.
Yeah, the way they're stroking the ball around, the way they're interchanging positions, much like the Reno of last year. We're talking so much about all the personnel from last year. It's really reminiscent in their style of play right now.
Weehan rifles one in there and cleared all the way back to Duke Lacroix, though. We'll restart, starting with Antoine Opino on the right side. Stolen away by James, who feeds it to Perea. Hoping to find Jones there, too strong, and Bersano pulls it down for Reno. Here's Pablo Aguilar. Over to David Cabrera, who's making just his second start of the season. And again, his dad, Wilmer Cabrera, he was at the helm of that Houston Dynamo club that captured their U.S. Open Cup tonight with a 3-0 victory over Philly Union.
Yeah, and David Cabrera's younger brother, Wilmer Cabrera Jr., is also on this team.
Jones trying to hold it near the side, is cleared out by Opino, and a throw in coming for the Toros. Reno on top 1-0 thanks to a 12th minute goal from Seth Kisipli. He has been a mainstay over these last two seasons. Kisipli, his 22nd start of the season today.
And he's so important to Ian Russell because he has the technical and tactical ability to play midfield in a side like this, a side that likes to pass the ball, that likes to keep it, and likes to interchange positions and attack quickly.
Another win there in the midfield from Reno.
It's also good to see Guy Ben get a start, a guy we were all really excited about, part of that Louisville championship winning team. Hasn't gotten as many opportunities as he would have liked.
He was hoisting a cup at the end of the season last year with Louisville. Played 27 games with them. Big collision between Ockford and Jones. And they'll let play continue as Richards serves it back to the other side of the field. But Jimmy Ockford getting physical here early.
Yeah, it's the second time now that a Reno defender has come in strongly in that area of the field. And ref has waved play on both times.
Reno definitely playing like a squad here tonight that wants to come away with 3 points. And I think when they look at what has transpired this year, they have to be frustrated with their record at home. Only 6 wins over the course of 14 matches. And a chance here with still 3 more home games to go. A chance to kind of rewrite that story before the end of the season.
Yeah, and something we haven't seen from Reno this year is just a really resounding victory. One where you're like, wow, this team can really play. There was one against Real Monarchs earlier in the season, but that's the only one I can really remember that was just a complete comprehensive victory.
Brown takes a crack at the right corner, and that one will go just wide. Reno continues to get opportunity after opportunity here in the early goings.
Yeah, they're looking so much more confident right now, just stroking the ball around, creating chances, attacking quickly. I think we're going to see more goals from this Reno team tonight.
Reno this season, of course, anchored by that 16-game unbeaten streak. It started April 21st in Seattle. They lasted until July 28th, a span of over 3 months without suffering a defeat. That certainly has set them up to be another postseason team here in the second season of operation. Good ball movement again here as Opano still fighting for it. And now a whistle comes as he got tangled up there in the box. But credit Antoine Opano as usual at not giving up on the play.
Yeah, Manny Padilla just tries to shield off Opano. Opano fights for that ball. Looks like he got a bit of Padilla's leg on the way in. Now Rio Grande Valley will have the free kick.
20 minutes down here tonight inside Greater Nevada Field, in Reno holding a 1-0 lead on the Toros. Here's another chance. Opano taken down hard this time, won't get a whistle. After driving deep into Rio Grande Valley territory. The refs have been kind of equally fair at letting play continue so far here tonight. A couple times there's been some pretty decent contact, and they've just let the game do its thing.
Yeah, I like when a referee does that. They set the standard that he's going to let things go, and I think once a referee is really whistle happy in the beginning, it just adds to some frustration. So good approach so far from the referee.
Kisipli to Richards.
Reno are showing good patience. They're not forcing things early, just swinging it side to side, looking for that opening in a very, very tight RGV block. RGV are showing some patience defensively as well, not confronting until the ball goes past the half line, keeping their lines tight and organized.
Well, this is a top 10 defense in the USL. The Toros come in having allowed only 36 goals this year. Another chance for Reno. Chris Weehan off the post and in. Weehan makes it 2-0 Reno.
And RGV fall asleep on the far post once again. Duke Lacroix just dribbles his way through the RGV defense and finds Chris Weehan, who tucks it away to make it 2-0 here at Greater Nevada Field.
Reno's making it look easy right now.
Yeah, we were just complimenting RGV on their defense, but the moment they started, that Duke Lacroix started running at them, no one put a challenge in, no one tried to put a body in between. They just let him go, and Chris Weehan was able to pop in the far post without any challenges either.
Ian Russell's got to be happy with his squad here early as Weehan picks up yet another goal here with Reno 1868. That's now 4 this season and 12 in his career. He was the Rookie of the Year a season ago and also the assist champion after setting a USL record with 12. It has been a real pleasure to see Chris back here in the biggest little city.
Yeah, it's always great seeing Chris Weehan. He was so crucial to Reno 1868 last season. Hasn't quite gotten many chances with San Jose Earthquakes. Maybe trying to force his way into their plans for whoever will be in charge next year. But he's been fantastic starting in this game.
Well, I think certainly when you look at changes with the San Jose Earthquakes, the elephant in the room is that you'd have to think that Ian Russell will draw some consideration for that post, a guy that has had both experience as a player and a coach with the Earthquakes, a two-time MLS Cup champion in 2001 and 2003, and he's certainly proven to be a quality head coach steering this Reno team and an expansion club into 2 very successful seasons.
Yeah, I think Ian Russell completely deserves to get the head coaching job. I mean, he's been nothing short of phenomenal with this Reno team. Creates an exciting attacking style. Good at player recruitment, getting the right guys in, getting guys who fit his vision. And after being snubbed last year, you have to imagine they're going back and thinking about it for this upcoming season.
Well, not only the wins and losses when you look at what Reno's done the last 2 seasons, but the amount of players that Ian has helped develop and get to the next level and then have success at the next level. We've seen a handful of guys over the last 18 months do that.
Yeah, I think Luis Felipe is a prime example of that. Someone who came in as a promising player in NASL, saw him work his way up with Reno 1868, get signed, and now he's become a key member of that squad.
Definitely some interesting times ahead for the San Jose Earthquakes. Brent Richards will send it back towards Zach Carroll. Over to Ockford, who has appeared in 13 games with the Quakes this year, including 9 starts. Over to Lindo Mafeka. Back to Lindo.
But just look how confident Reno 1860 are passing, not only keeping the ball, but keeping the ball in the attacking third.
Opano trying to center it there for Chris Weehan, and it's cleared out, and that will result in another corner kick. Weehan in his first season in the MLS, making 6 appearances with the Quakes, including a couple of starts. Already a goal under his belt here tonight. Finds a header. Brown has that one rejected.
And a great point-blank save by Corti. I don't think he knew much about that, but makes himself big and makes a crucial block there.
Goals by Kisipli and Weehan on both of those goals. Assists coming from Duke Lacroix.
Yeah, Duke Lacroix has had a lot of room to run in this first half. It's the last person you want to give room to run because he's so dangerous, not just with his pace, but his dribbling ability as well. He can wiggle his way out of tight situations.
Good hold-up play from Brown. Here comes Lacroix again. And this time Castellanos able to race with him step by step and clear it out for another corner.
Yeah, but Duke Lacroix given a lot of room once again, but Castellanos deals with it really well.
Weehan going near post this time, and Cordy will come up and snatch it out of the air.
Cordy starts a great counterattack to find a team here.
A team with 3 defenders in front of him takes a crack at it with his right foot and blasts that one deep into the seats.
An excellent vision from Cordy. Easily gathers the corner kick and sends a team on his way. A team does well to try to take on Zach Carroll, but his shot goes over the crossbar. Reno are going to have to be wary of that counter. Both Jones and the team are guys who have some pace to them, and if they get caught pushing too many numbers forward, it could mean trouble with this Rio Grande Valley counterattack.
More than halfway through this first half here tonight, alongside Colin Tabor, Alex Margulies, from downtown Reno, where Reno 1868, coming off of a draw on Saturday against rival Las Vegas, out to one of their most impressive starts, a 2-0 advantage here early on Rio Grande Valley.
And it's not just the lead that's been impressive, it's just been the way Reno have been playing, especially in the midfield. So much interchanging of positions between Kasipli, Weehan, and Mafeka. The movement's been really difficult for Rio Grande Valley to handle. When they're caught chasing, that's when Reno have put Duke Lacroix forward to make those runs, create those 2 assists.
Reno possessing it about 60% of the time right now. There's a rare win in the midfield. James was able to take it away. Now it's Perea. Back to Jorginho James. And a whistle goes against James there as Mafeka is knocked down to the ground.
Mafeka does so well just to get his body between Jorginho James and the ball, is able just to push off and then earn that foul. I think Lindo Mafeka's balance and low center of gravity is such a crucial element to his game. He's able to keep the ball tight to him and no one can really push him off the ball at all.
Fans, the USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. Guy Bend will put it back into play for Reno. 27-year-old from Israel. Bersano looking on from his posts. Carroll sends it up to Richards. And again, Reno showing a lot of patience just holding possession. Passing with a really strong accuracy right now, over 85% in this 31-plus minutes.
And Rio Grande Valley starting to press higher up the field. Reno still really comfortable with the ball, and they're able to bypass that press to find Brian Brown.
Brown finds Lindo Mafeka. Over to Chris Weehan. Antoine Opino. Now it's Richards. Toro is able to clear it temporarily. But they have had a nightmare of a time just trying to possess it against this Reno team tonight.
Because when Reno are in full swing, even when they lose the ball, they're so quick to transitionally press, win the ball back, keep an attacking shape. So when Rio Grande Valley does win the ball and try to counter, Reno's there to stop it and keep the ball in their half.
This has been a very long possession. Back over to Richards. Cleared out of the box. Ben putting pressure from behind on Jones. He's able to get it away.
Yeah, Jones deals with the press from Gaia Bend really well to keep possession. What's so important when playing against Reno is to, when you win the ball back, you have to be able to keep possession for those first few seconds, make the right decision, and then you can start to look forward. If you just force it right away, it's not going to work out very well.
Yeah, they tried to get it out pretty quickly there to a team, and it went too far as Jimmy Ockford was there on the defense. Carroll surveys the defense. Just brilliant ball handling, and Opano takes a crack at it, and it's knocked away by Cordy. Opano had a good look at goal there as he narrowly missed, giving Reno a 3-0 advantage.
Yeah, it's a great look from Antoine Opano. Just drives that ball from about 25-30 out. I think Corty sees it pretty early on and makes a good save there, but Reno, I've just been so impressed with not only the possession they've been keeping, but how quickly they've been moving the ball around. Everything is 1-2 touch with a purpose. Even when they lose the ball, Brian Brown wins it back right away.
Weehan. Opano. Can't quite get it back, but Mafeka's there. This team is so in rhythm right now. This might be the best ball handling we've seen from Reno all season.
I think it has to be the best half of soccer they've played. I mean, like we talked about the Real Monarchs game here earlier in the season, which was also fantastic. I think this one is right up there with it. Just the way they've been moving the ball, the off-the-ball movement, winning the ball back when they lose it. Everything has just been first class and everything Ian Russell wants in his side.
Can't think of very many times in this match so far where Rio Grande Valley has legitimately threatened towards goal.
Yeah, other than the chance off the counter of the corner kick where Corti found Monday a team, they look like they can't really get much together.
Well, I think what we're seeing tonight is a lot of what we saw last year from Reno when they were so successful. Is this team was so good at winning balls in the midfield and keeping possession in the midfield and consistently winning those balls both on the offensive and the defensive end. And when you do that in the system that Ian Russell has here in Reno with the Diamonds, and you're able to pass the ball efficiently, it's going to result in a lot of goals.
Yes. It's such a crucial element to possession-oriented teams. You look like a Pep Guardiola-managed side like Barcelona or Manchester City. Not only are they so good at keeping the ball, when they do lose it, it's that initial 5-second counter press, winning the ball back. So when they do lose it, you can't even counterattack because they already won it back and they're keeping their attacking shape and keeping it in your half. And this is the best counter pressing I've seen from Reno all season. Look at the determination to win it back when they lost. I mean, we saw the two in the box. Brian Brown and Antoine Opano both won it back in the Rio Grande Valley box, run one after another.
Here's Kasipli, who got Reno on the scoreboard back in the 12th minute with his third goal of the season. Derek Luke, who's making his fourth start on the throw-in. Carroll, again, a win in the midfield. Over to Weehan. Sends it wide to Duke Lacroix. Trying to cross it for Brian Brown. Kasipli's there, though, to back it up. Now he goes in the box. Brown tries to redirect. Still alive as Reno fights for it. But a team able to take away possession. Padilla hangs on to it, finds Castellanos. On Taveras. Perea wearing the captain's armband. He's able to advance it.
And a great ball by Perea.
Look at the job there, though, by Jimmy Ockford to close on that ball.
Yeah, Jimmy Ockford comes across the back line, makes a big tackle. but RGV were looking like they were limited on options until Nico Perea was able to break away from the press and find a great outside of the foot through ball for Monday team. Jimmy Ockford with a big tackle there, though.
Here's Luke again. Ockford gets rid of it. Too strong that time, trying to find Jordan Jones. And Bersano lets his team move forward. You can watch highlights from every game of the 2018 season. Stay up to date with news from across the USL at the league's official Facebook page. Head to facebook.com/USL Soccer. A little less than 5 minutes, or 4 minutes rather, to go here in regulation. Just before halftime, we'll send it down to Kylie Diesner. She'll have a report down on the field with Ian Russell, who, again, I imagine he really likes what he is seeing from his soccer team tonight.
Yeah, I can't imagine Ian Russell can find one negative in this performance. Everything Reno has done has been outstanding.
Nice run here from Aguilar. Won't get a whistle. Once again, Tim Ford, who has been reluctant to blow his whistle tonight, allows play to continue.
Poor giveaway, but Brent Richards there, and Jorginho James is on the counter. Good surging run by James.
James, one of the few players in the 11 tonight for RGV that has a goal on the season. Perea and Aguilar, among players starting in this game, lead the team with 2 goals apiece. That is Perea, as Richards sends it back towards the other side of the field.
Yeah, we were expecting the likes of Todd Wharton and Chuy Enriquez out here tonight. Chuy Enriquez on the bench, but Todd Wharton not even in the 18. Two of their most dangerous players this season.
Some of that has to do with the U.S. Open Cup. Also, RGV electing to rest a lot of their normal starters. Midweek game. Certainly have to be able to mix things up, keeps legs fresh. Some guys that had not gotten very much playing time getting inserted into the starting lineup tonight. Good ball there from Kasipli. Opano trying to center, and it's cleared out by Ontiveros, and that'll set up another corner for Reno 1868. Fourth corner tonight for Chris Weehan. 23-year-old from Southern California. Another rocket from Weehan. Richards was trying to redirect, and it goes back to the other side, where it'll be thrown in by Padilla.
Yeah, I think Richards was trying just to get a flick on and find somebody crashing the far post. His header goes too far for Zach Carroll, though.
A team trying to get past Ockford. Bit of a flop there. Won't get a whistle from the referee. And a team is still slow to get up, as Reno will just knock it out of bounds and let the referee go over and see what's going on with the team. Looks like he may have gotten part of awkward there in he's clutching his face. And looks like they're going to send out the trainer to give him a look.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of running face first into a brick wall against Jimmy Ockford there. Tries to go around him. Jimmy Ockford just stands his ground. I don't think it's obstruction at all. And Monday, a team just goes face first into him.
Stay up to date with all the best from social media around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele every Friday evening on the USL's social media channels. Last couple ticks here in regulation time here in this first half. Reno 2-0 lead thanks to goals from Seth Kasipli and Chris Weehan. And it looks like we'll get 2 minutes of stoppage time added. We'll see how long it ends up being in total as we are now into stoppage time with a team just now getting up to his feet. You can see him in the far left corner of your screen, slowly walking down the sideline. Back in action as Reno sends it to Richards. Lacroix the throw-in. Back to Duke Lacroix. Trying to spring another offensive surge here in the final moments here of this first half. Richards over to Weehan. Back to Richards, over to Guy Bend. Reno doing what they have done all half. Reno appearing quite content with their position here going into halftime. Opino still keeps it alive. Cleared out by Padilla, but a couple chances there from Antoine Opino.
And it looks like the referee will let Reno have one last corner kick, but a great run from Antoine Opino. Looked like Reno were content just seeing out the half, but then they switched up a gear. Brent Richards, Lindo Mafek, and Antoine Opino combined brilliant there on the right side.
Weehan was trying to find Richards, as the Toros will get possession here in what will be the end of the first half. Well, tonight where Reno really needed 3 points, and they are in great position to get 3 points here tonight inside Greater Nevada Field as they have a 2-0 lead on Rio Grande Valley. And we've said it, Colin, I mean, this is really one of the most complete performances we have seen from this club this season.
Yeah, honestly, they've been so great all season, doing everything you would like.
All right, Kylie Diesner, she's down on the field, has Ian Russell. Kylie, take it away.
Thanks so much, Alex. Yeah, here with head coach Ian Russell. Ian, up 2-0 at the half. Duke Lacroix with the assist on both of those goals. Why do you think he's been so successful tonight?
Duke's, we've been working with him. He's got loads of pace. He's able to get in behind, and he served some good balls tonight.
All right, and then a much different scene than we saw here Saturday night against Las Vegas. What's changed since then?
I think we just we're keeping it up tempo. We're finishing some chances. We should have more goals, but we got to keep it and try to get that third goal.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Back to you, Alex.
All right, very nicely done down there, guys. 2-0, Reno 1868 in command here tonight on the Toros. We'll take a break and have second half action coming up from Greater Nevada Field. You're watching United Soccer League on Nevada Sportsnet.
Hey soccer fans, I'm Courtney Hudson here with Reno 1868 FC, and this is your look around the league. As we enter week 29 of the regular season, Real Monarchs SLC, Sacramento Republic, and Portland Timbers 2 join Orange County and Phoenix Rising in clinching a playoff spot. Orange County continues to lead the conference with 60 points, with Phoenix Rising following 1 point behind. Here's a look at the games being played later in the week. Key games on Saturday as second place Phoenix Rising hosts 7th place St. Louis FC, and 4th place Sacramento Republic FC welcomes the 5th place Portland Timbers 2. The United Soccer League has unveiled a new structure and brand identity for each of its top 3 leagues for the 2019 season. These leagues, USL Championship, USL League 1, and USL League 2, will go into effect in advance of the 2019 season in hopes to continue to push the limits of what's possible for professional soccer in North America. Week 29 of the regular season will be packed with 22 games as multiple teams take aim at securing a place in the 2018 USL Cup playoffs over the next 5 days. North Carolina FC forward Donovan Iwalu named USL Player of the Week for Week 28 of the 2018 season. Iwalu recorded the second 4-goal game of the regular season that included a hat trick in the first 33 minutes of NCFC's 6-1 victory over Atlanta United 2.
That's your look around the league for this week. Enjoy the second half of the game here at Greater Nevada Field.
Jason Johnson! You've got to be kidding me! Shot ripped in! Alex Mendoza! Goal! Mendoza! Sunday the other way! Oh, what a goal! And what a world-class goal that is from Didier Drogba! Pure brilliance from Ricardo Pereira. Krasinski is diving stop. Must-see TV.
Back inside Greater Nevada Field, Reno 1868 with a 2-0 advantage on Rio Grande Valley. So welcome you back inside the broadcast booth alongside Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. Well, Colin, Reno really excelled in that first half, and obviously they had the 2 goals, but an impressive job. All 11 players were really, to me, more in sync than we've seen this team all season.
Yeah, top to bottom, Reno 1868 have just been clicking. The movement off the ball, the quick 1-2 touch passing, and just the drive to get forward and the drive to win the ball back.
Reno is able to get the scoring started pretty early in this match, as in the 12th minute it would be Seth Kisipley connecting from the right side of the box. As we start and take a look at our first half highlights here, Colin. Kisipley, a guy that really has meant so much to this team over the last couple of years, after a streak from Duke Lacroix, was able to get into position and put this one away.
Yeah, what a great finish by Seth Kisipley. Has a lot of time on the far post and just buries it.
Then it was Duke Lacroix finding a wide open Chris Weehan. He knew exactly what to do with that, his 4th goal of the year. So Reno is on top 2-0, and still some chances after that. Antoine Opino from deep outside the box nearly connected. And then once again in the final moments of that first half, putting some pressure on Nicholas Cordy, as the Toros were able to defend that one. But again, Reno just firing on all cylinders in this one. And really, to me, when you look at the 5 matches that this Reno team has left, you have to circle this one and say, need 3 points.
Yeah, this one in Saturday's game against Tulsa Roughnecks, Ian Russell wants to walk away with 6 points. He wants to distance themselves from San Antonio in 9th, make sure that Reno secure a playoff spot, and maybe push their way all the way to 5th.
Reno, with very little going on in the USL tonight, should they hold on and get 3 points, that would vault them into 7th place. It would technically still be a tie with St. Louis at 49 points, but Reno would get the edge there, and that would put them within only 4 points of getting back into the top 4. There's a lot of scenarios right now when you look at the final 5 matches of the season, including tonight. There could be a lot of movement 1 through 8 in that Western Conference.
Yeah, and looking at those last 2 games of the season, those are going to be big for Reno's season. If they can grab something against the top 2 teams in the West, Orange County and Phoenix Rising, they could really showcase themselves as the team to beat in playoffs.
The top 5 seeds have already been clinched. Orange County right now at 60 points, 18 wins on the season. Phoenix right behind them at 59 points. They've also won 18 this year. They've played one less match. Phoenix is clinched. Real Monarchs at 54 points. They're in Sacramento right now in 4th with 53 points. And Portland, the Portland Timbers 2 at 52 points. They have clinched as well. Right now, basically there are 5 spots left in the Western Conference for 3 teams. It's Swope Park, Reno, St. Louis, San Antonio, and OKC, who will duel it out here down the final stretch to see if they can get in to the playoffs. On the other side of things, it has been an incredible run for FC Cincinnati, a team that is poised to make the jump to the MLS level. 72 points this year, Colin. They are 22, 3, and 6 this year.
Yeah, signing guys like Fernando Adi and Fatai Alashi, they are really trying to make their last season USL a memorable one, and they are just running away with it in the regular season. But as we know, it's playoffs that matters, and one bad game and you find yourself out.
Colin, something we talked about in the first half, a really exciting week for the United Soccer League. This past Tuesday, the USL unveiled a new brand identity, which also allows for a streamlined structure, which will see 3 leagues kind of fall into one system. You've got the top, which is where Reno and Rio Grande Valley currently reside. That's the USL Championship. USL League One, they will join in the spring of 2019. And in many markets across the country, you'll see soccer for the first time. In a lot of environments like this, where you'll see maybe a minor league baseball stadium that can see a blueprint like Reno has done here, convert it to soccer while baseball is away, make it a shared facility. I think you'll see a lot of that in the USL League One. And then USL League Two, which was previously known as the PDL, the Premier Development League, that'll continue to be a very big developmental league and really give a lot of players their first tastes of pre-professional soccer. And a lot of guys come from USL League Two and go on to do some really good things in the game.
Yeah, so many great players have played in PDL, and this rebranding to be a part of the USL system can only mean better things for lower league soccer. I'm especially excited about USL League One, allowing maybe smaller markets who can't quite support a team in the top USL division a chance to still have professional soccer is going to be huge. And allowing teams that maybe it's finding the cost is a bit too much gives them a chance to still exist and just drop down a league. I think lower league soccer is on its way up in the United States, and I couldn't be happier about that.
Yeah, if you want to find out more information about the USL's evolution, check it out. USLsoccer.com has all the information. And it's pretty neat because you see it in baseball. I mean, there are countless minor league teams up and down in kind of one organized system. Now you're really starting to see that organized development when it comes to soccer in the United States. And I, for one, can't wait to see what this sport looks like in 5-10 years. It's been a pretty remarkable rise, and the USL is certainly leading the way in that.
Yeah, and what makes the USL so great when compared to that is there are still independent teams operating on their own with their own aspirations. And I love having those two combinations, teams that are there for development to develop the players of tomorrow and teams that are there to compete today. It makes for a really interesting league.
Well, we were just about ready to kick it off here in the second half. Reno with a 2-0 advantage as Brian Brown puts it back into play, and Reno will move offensively towards the Battle-Born Brigade. Well, if you're the Toros at halftime, what do you do not only to even just get on the scoreboard to hold back Reno, but simply just possess the ball more?
Yeah, I think when they do win the ball back, they just have to be able to cherish the possession they do have, not force things too early. We saw with Reno's counter press that if RGV tried to counter quickly, it wasn't going to work, with the exception of Cortez' punt to Monday a team. But I think they just need to be a little patient, force Reno back a little bit, and maybe just create some opportunities of their own.
Early chance here as Padilla sends it into the box, cleared away by Jimmy Ockford. Ockford, the captain of last year's team, signed a contract with the San Jose Earthquakes in the offseason, appeared in 13 games for them. Chance for him to get some playing time here tonight, making his first appearance at Greater Nevada Field for the first time this season. One early substitution for the Toros, Jesus Enriquez, who has been one of their top goal scorers this year. He's got 5 on the season along with 3 assists. You could argue he's been their best offensive player. He has checked into the game at number 11 coming off the bench.
Yeah, such a clever and explosive winger. He'll be looking to add a different dynamic to this Rio Grande Valley team that's been a little toothless going forward. He's not afraid to take people on.
Here's Padilla. This time it's Carroll who heads it away. And another throw-in coming up.
Maybe a little change in shape to find a little more width. I think RGV were too narrow against this Reno team, unable to exploit the wide areas.
Here is Enriquez. Trying to find Padilla, but it was intercepted by Chris Weehan. Weehan trying to get it out of trouble, taken away here by Aguilar. Aguilar going to the corner, and he hit it just wide.
And RGV with a little counter pressing of their own. Win the ball back right away, and Pablo Aguilar runs at the Reno defense. Tries to curl that shot into the far post, but that doesn't trouble Matt Bersano.
Bersano, 11 career clean sheets in 32 games coming into tonight. 9 last year. That was tied for 4th in the circuit. He's got 2 clean sheets in his 4 starts prior to tonight when coming down from San Jose this year. You talked about it earlier. Congratulations, JT Marcinkowski, who had played so well here in Reno and now a chance with the San Jose Earthquakes. Signed to a homegrown contract before the year, and he has really turned into a nice player.
Yeah, and it's great for San Jose Earthquakes to have Reno send players who might not get many minutes, allow them to develop to be able to get that chance with the first team. And JT Marcinkowski, like you said, he completely earned that chance with his displays this year.
Had a chance to play in the MLS homegrown game a couple months ago against some of the other top prospects across American soccer. Throw-in comes from Derek Luke. Already some better ball handling from the Toros here to start the second half. Here's Castellanos coming up from his center back spot. Over to James. A team can't get there quite fast enough. Richards able to get it out of the way.
Yeah, and Enriquez has added a new dimension to this Rio Grande Valley attack, picking up the ball in the middle of the field, committing defenders before finding teammates in space. They've looked a lot more confident in possession early in the second half. And a clever ball from Lindo Mafeka. Opens up his hips like he's going to play it to Lacroix before finding Brian Brown.
Duke Lacroix knocked away by Cordy, and Lacroix centered up with goal there. And you can see the reaction. Can't believe he didn't come away with a goal there.
Yeah, Duke Lacroix, who's been provider tonight, ends up with a chance all by himself. Almost has too much time to think about it. Puts his shot straight at Corty.
Back to the corner for Chris Weehan. You can see the Battle-Born Brigade proudly drumming, flying their flags. Weehan lets it rip. Toros get ahead on it, and that'll result in a quick throw-in. Reno wants to make it quick, but a whistle blows. Openo trying to sneak it in there for Brian Brown. Carroll stepping up. Prevents the counterattack. Now to Mafeka. Brown gives it right back to him. Antoine Openo trying to center it there for Brown, and it's cleared away by Ontiveros.
And Lindo Mafeka's ability to pick out the forward pass just uses his low center of gravity to push off of Jorginho James before finding Brian Brown. Gets the ball again to find Openo over the top. Rather than playing the simple pass, Lindo Mafeka is looking to cause a problem every time he gets the ball.
Here's Kisipli now. Kisipli trying to run it down. Enriquez beat him to it, but then a whistle blows.
Yeah, and just a professional foul from Seth Kisipli. Enriquez gets the better of him with a clever touch. Kisipli just takes him down, allows Reno to regroup, prevent the counterattack.
Reno still holding this 2-0 advantage. They got both of their goals in the first half. Those of you just joining us, Seth Kisipli got Reno on the board in the 12th minute. His third goal of the year, assisted by Duke Lacroix. And then about 10 minutes later, 22nd minute, it was Chris Weehan here in his 9th game coming down from the Earthquakes. He picked up his 4th goal, also assisted by Duke Lacroix, who now has 3 assists on the season.
Just looks like an awkward clash of heads between Brent Richards and Monday Ateem. Both of them looking slightly dazed after that one.
And a team who was slow to get up earlier after being knocked down, heading off the field, and it appears this will be it for him tonight. Checking in for a team will be Matias Zaldivar, who has also been a strong offensive player. He's got 3 goals on the year and 18 starts. An Argentinian native who played at First Division in his home country for 3 seasons before coming over to the United States starting last year. So some weapons off the bench as Enriquez and Zaldivar combined 8 goals this year. Come in here for the second half. You can see Zaldivar there in the middle of the screen, number 7.
Yeah, and it looks like Zaldivar will try to make a 3-man midfield with Jorginho James and Nicolas Pereira.
Reno trying to put together a counter. They've got some numbers here. Opino trying to weave it in there for Lindo Mafeka. Good job defensively there by James to knock it away. Here's Brown now. And Brown can't quite connect as Cordy is able to dive on it. Yeah, and keeps it 2-0.
And just a little bit too late from Antoine Opino. If he plays it just slightly quicker, I think Lindo Mafeka's through to goal. But good reading from Castellanos there to stop that one.
Richards doing a good job there, hanging in there defensively. Pressure came there from Jones as Bersano gets it away. Lacroix trying to find Weehan. Errant pass will result in the Toros going all the way back to goal. Here's Lacroix. Nice little touch there. Brown trying to find Opino. Antoine. Couldn't quite get it out of there. A lot of red shirts. It's James who eventually steals it away. Here come the Toros on the counterattack. Zalvidar takes a crack at goal. Bersano dives on top of it.
Yeah, strange decision from Antoine Opino. Must not have known that Chris Weehan was wide open on his left. RGV defense keep ushering towards that way, though. They cut off the opposite angle, and Opino just tries to force his way through there instead of playing the easy ball.
Also strange seeing Matt Bersano without the long hair.
Yeah.
Not used to seeing the short-haired Matt Bersano.
Such a unique look last year from Matt Bersano.
Last year, I guess, was just the long hair year. You had Antoine Opino had the hair going. Now he's clean cut.
Yeah, and both of them actually donating their hair. So at least it was to a good cause.
Unfortunately, neither of us have enough hair to really donate to make a difference. Although I don't think they'd let me on TV with a ponytail anyways. It'd be an interesting try, though. I could see a Colin Tabor ponytail look. You ever gone for like the long flow, the soccer ponytail? No?
I did once a couple of years ago, and the moment I got there, I just cut
Did
it
you
all,
really?
I cut it all off.
I got to see some video, some photographic evidence of this. The fans need to see Colin Tabor with long hair.
It's awful because that transitional period.
Yeah, I could never get through the transitional period.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, it's bad.
You have to wear a hat everywhere you go.
61st minute here tonight inside Greater Nevada Field in Reno. Hammering down on Rio Grande Valley. Thanks to a pair of first half goals by Seth Kasipli and Chris Weehan. Reno coming off of a draw Saturday, a win before that. 3 points here tonight necessary to feel good about themselves in the Western Conference playoff race.
Yeah, the more points gained in these final run of fixtures, the better situation it is for Reno going into playoffs. I think it's important you also go into playoffs with a good run of form. You don't want to go in on the back of some losses. So Reno are picking up steam right at the right moment.
Yeah, now is the time where you really want to start seeing things click with the playoffs about 3 weeks away.
I was actually talking to Guy Bend about that the other day, and he mentioned to me his Louisville team had a little bit of a bad run of form right before playoffs and then picked it up just for the postseason.
Another surge here. Chris Weehan trying to find Opino, and just out of the reach of his head as he came lunging forward as Reno nearly picked up their third.
And such a great attack. Chris Weehan finds so much space on the left-hand side. Just tries to chip it into Opino's path, but just slightly too high for him, and Opino can't redirect towards goal.
Tell you what, though, it's fun watching the chemistry between Antoine Opino and Chris Weehan.
Yeah, they're just two players that really just get each other. I think along with Lindo Mafeka, who's played some of the best soccer I've seen from him all season, it's made for a really fun Reno attack.
The team that last year with a lot of these pieces you're seeing here tonight put together a USL record 75 goals, including 9 goals in a single game when they did that last year against the LA Galaxy 2. An incredible offensive attack led by Dane Kelly, who took home a USL Golden Boot with his 18-goal season.
Yeah, last year was just something special, just inaugural year for Reno 1868. Won the love of this city with just an attractive style of soccer that we're seeing in full force out here tonight.
Ockford steps up and keeps it for Reno. Weehan finds Opino. Trying to get Brown there. He knew he was going to be offsides, but a good spot there for him.
Yeah, and a good reverse pass from Antoine Opino. Draws the Rio Grande Valley defense to their left before trying to slip Brian Brown's diagonal run the other way. Hints of offside and just slightly too hard for Brian Brown, but a good understanding between the two.
Mafeka sends it wide with 5 red jerseys standing in front of him. Patience again from Reno's attack.
And when they do look to pass forward, it's always between the lines. They find that split pass between 2 Rio Grande Valley defenders to put someone in an advantageous position to turn and go. The passing between the lines has been very impressive tonight.
That's kind of the diamond at its best, isn't it?
Yeah, and it provides depth in midfield. You have basically 3 lines in the midfield. You have your holding mid, your 2 on the side, and your attacking mid. You can play pass between the lines for a layoff, and now instead of having to turn, you're past that defensive press going at the team. So it's when it does click, it does look really nice. Just if you keep it on the ground, good firm passes, 15 yards at a time, and then looking for quick runs off of it.
Jorginho James. Over to Enriquez. It's been a better second half movement-wise for Rio Grande Valley. Shot on goal and swatted away by Matt Persano. Zaldivar once again taking a shot. Here's Aguilar now, sets it up again for Zaldivar. Just wide of the nets.
Yeah, and Zaldivar and Enriquez have changed this Rio Grande Valley attack. Now a lot more dangerous looking forward. We see Enriquez's shot is parried away before Rio Grande Valley finds Zaldivar.
So the Toros are poised to make another substitution. Carlos Small, another guy that has seen a ton of playing time this year. He's going to check in for Jordan Jones. So this Toros team looking a lot stronger in the second half with the additions of Small, Enriquez, and Zaldivar.
Yeah, 3 guys who we had in our projected starting lineup. Guys we thought were going to be a nuisance coming on in the second half for Rio Grande Valley.
See if Reno can keep a clean sheet with those 3 on the field. Here's Chris Weehan. Over to Duke Lacroix. Duke trying to drive into the defense, stolen away by Padilla.
And a great flick by Brian Brown. Seth Kasipli tries a flick of his own, but doesn't quite come off. But look at that counter press from Brian Brown to win the ball back.
Reno has done that exceptionally well tonight.
They've just been switched on defensively, starting with the strikers winning the ball high. Center backs also winning the ball right on the half line to prevent Rio Grande Valley really progressing up the field. As we see again this time, Jimmy Ockford.
Lacroix trying to knife through the defense. Too many red shirts there, though. Perea will play it forward. Zaldivar finds an opening for Small, but just too far in front of him. But Small right there, that was a good spot to find him. Just a couple touches outside of his reach. Ian Russell will make his first substitution of the night. Eric Calvillo will take over for Seth Kasipli. It was Calvillo who scored in the first half against Los Dos LA Galaxy 2 3 matches ago to give Reno a 1-0 victory in that match. And Calvillo, that was his first goal in a Reno uniform.
Yeah, Eric Calvillo will slide in now on this right-hand side of the midfield. Bit of a like-for-like substitution. I think Eric Calvillo offers a little more defensively. He'll harass the players, while Seth Kasipli offers more in terms of passing ability.
Here's Calvillo, who just checked in. Not a bad try there from Lacroix. 6 defenders trying to slice one in there for Chris Weehan.
And Lacroix looking for a hat trick of assists out here tonight. His through ball almost connects with Opino. Just a little bit too much for him, though.
Here's Calvillo again. And a whistle comes from Tim Ford.
Yeah, I think Reno would have preferred just to keep the ball there. They were in a good rhythm, finding Chris Weehan with Duke Lacroix overlapping. Referee will call back for a foul, though.
'71st minute, Gaia Benz stands over the ball as The Toros will set up defensively. Touches it between him and Mafeka, finds Lacroix. Now it's Richards. And Richards trying to get to the corner and can't quite get there. Cordy quickly puts it back out there. Over to Zaldivar, can't control it, gives it back to Weehan. Opano and Lacroix trying to connect there. Want to find out how well you know the USL? Test your knowledge in USLsoccer.com's weekly picks competition every week against experts from across the USL. How's your pick'em looking this week, Colin?
Forgot to do it.
Wrong answer. One more match in action tonight. Las Vegas and Phoenix going at it. It's a late start, 8 o'clock kick as a whistle comes from just outside the box. It'll go against Reno. Or excuse me, it's Orange County taking on Las Vegas. And OC, mentioned them, top team right now in the Western Conference, and they've got a 1-0 lead on the Lights, who are now officially the second best team in the state of Nevada. That was a proven fact this past Saturday. Reno coming away 5 points to 2 in the head-to-head series and taking home the Silver State Cup.
Yes. Reno really putting their stamp as the best team in Nevada. But credit to the Lights, gave them 3 tough games. Even the win took a last-second winner from Antoine Opano. A brilliant finish. Yeah,
I tell you what, the 3 matches, 3 of the most entertaining matches that Reno has played this year. The 1-1 draw down in Vegas. You talked about the Opano walk-off thriller, and then that 3-3. Man, that match had everything on Saturday.
Yeah, and I think Lights have been so entertaining off the field. Haven't been able to quite replicate that on the field until Saturday. Oh, and a great shot from Duke Lacroix on his run. But I thought Lights were fantastic in that first game without Chalice.
Something's got to give for Duke Lacroix. Need to get this guy a goal.
Yeah, he should have had one earlier, really. Had the whole goal to himself, puts in the one spot where Corti was. Now tries a great effort from distance. But he's been brilliant in that left-hand side, providing, just can't quite have a chance himself.
He's been a catalyst, almost kind of like Lindo Mafeka has been at times this year and last, with his speed, with his ability to just kind of weave around defenders and then find an open man.
Yeah, and what his ability to weave through defenders is what's impressed me most, because a lot of attacking fullbacks just try to use their pace to just blow past people, but he really is just such a tricky dribbler as well. Can take people on in tight spaces, can weave his way out of danger. Such a lethal weapon to have from deep. So many guys that worry about further forward, and then all of a sudden you have to worry about the left back taking you on as well.
About 15 minutes left here in regulation. The 2 first-half goals still good enough for Reno here tonight. Aguilar trying to get around Calvillo. Pressure from Carroll, and the Toros will play it back. Openo just pulled down to the ground, and that an easy whistle against Matias Zaldivar. Reno again trying to nail down 3 very big points. They are 7 points away from clinching a spot in the Western Conference with 4 matches to go after tonight. They'll return this Saturday. They'll take on Tulsa, followed by their final 2 road games of the season in Portland and in Phoenix, before it tilts against the top team in the Western Conference in Orange County as they'll come to town in the finale on the 13th of October.
That should be an interesting one, with Orange County already clinching a home spot, really, in playoffs, but they're going to want to finish off strong to go into playoffs. They're going to want to finish off strong to be the #1 team in the West, because Phoenix has been nipping at their heels the entire time.
Well, just checked on it as well. 32nd minute, Orange County now a 2-0 lead in Las Vegas, a team that is known for giving up a lot of goals. They have certainly been a team that plays aggressively and are willing to concede some goals on the defensive side in order for their style of play. It'll be Brown on the throw-in. Weehan and Mafeka come up to join him. Good ball there to Calvillo. Weehan taken down on a tackle, won't get a whistle. A hard tackle coming in there by the Toros.
Yeah, Ontiveros with a great tackle there. Stop what could have been a great chance for Reno 1868.
Here's Mafeka. Calvillo, first season here in Reno. Signed by the Quakes in the offseason. Been here for a majority of the year with 1868. Checked in as a second-half substitution for Seth Kasipley. Now Calvillo plays it wide to Richards. Stolen away by Openo. Back to Mafeka. Now it's Brian Brown. Brown drives into the box, takes a left-footed strike, and it is good! Brian Brown has tied the record. His 18th goal in a Reno 1868 uniform.
Yeah, probably not the way that Brian Brown envisioned himself equaling Dane Kelly's record. Corti with an absolute howler. And now Reno are up 3-0.
15th goal this season for Brian Brown. And he is tied to the top now with Dane Kelly for the all-time franchise lead.
Corti, who's made a couple outstanding saves out here tonight, he's going to be beating himself up over that one. Just doesn't get a good, solid hand to it. Sees it creep past the goal line.
What a season it has been for Brian Brown. Reno needed to fill the shoes of Dane Kelly. And Brown, who I think Reno always knew had it in him to be this kind of goal scorer, has proven to be one of the best goal scorers in the circuit this year.
Yeah, and you look at last year, only 3 goals, but every time you came on, you felt like he made his presence known, that he was dangerous and he was a catalyst for attacks. Now as the main man, he's repaid the faith Ian Russell has had in him. 15 goals with a few games left. He could be looking at breaking Dane Kelly's single season record as well.
Chris Wehan on the assists. Something Reno fans have seen a lot from him. Had the 12 last year, and that was a USL record. So he has had a big night with a goal and an assist now. Back to Matt Persano, trying to finish off his 3rd clean sheet in 5 starts here in USL play. Duke Lacroix. Lacroix! Castellanos able to get in front of it. Something's got to fall here for Duke Lacroix.
Yeah, and you could feel how badly he wanted that goal. Instead of trying to lay it across for Brian Brown, he goes on his own. Big block by Castellano, though.
By the way, for those of you keeping track of the Golden Boot race, Cameron Lancaster in Louisville has been incredible this year. 21 goals. What a season for Lancaster.
Yeah, a lot of high scores this season in USL. Lancaster clearly running away with the Golden Boot. But Daniel Rios for North Carolina, Thomas Enevoldsen for Orange County, who's been leading their stellar attack, each with 17 goals. And Emmanuel Ledesma, 16 goals, 15 assists, has been incredible for FC Cincinnati.
Couple changes here for Ian Russell. Gilbert Fuentes and Mo Chow will check in. Fuentes, seen him in a couple of matches now. This is his 4th appearance. Only 16 years old. Signed a contract as a 15-year-old with the Quakes, becoming the 2nd youngest player to ever sign an MLS contract.
He's someone that the Quakes organization is very excited about. Such high potential on this kid. Not only his ability on the ball, but look at how he scans for space, constantly looking around, seeing where he can get the ball and open up and make an attack. Every time he's looking to be dangerous.
Great tackle there from Wehan to win the ball. Finds Fuentes. Gives it right back to Wehan. Out to Calvillo. Small was able to jump the ball there on Abens. About 6 minutes left in this one in terms of regulation time. And we'll see what kind of stoppage time, if any, is added with the 3-0 advantage for Reno. Goals tonight from Kisipli, Wehan, and Brown. And I think you could continue to make the argument, Colin, in the most well-played match Reno's had this season. It's up there.
It really is. They've been clicking so well. Just the one-touch passing, the movement. I know we say it again and again, but I've been so impressed with Reno tonight. They look up for it coming into playoffs.
When you look at it, they've had about 180 more passes tonight than Rio Grande Valley. 555 to 379.
Yeah, I mean, just the confidence they've been stroking the ball around. It's just been incredible. And the pace, too, it hasn't been slow and methodical, without a care in the world. It's been with a purpose every time.
Calvillo sends it to Opano. Mo Chow trying to go to the bicycle. Not a bad try there. He actually was in position if he would have connected. Just missed it.
Yeah, Mo Chow goes for the spectacular there after Openo's chip cross. Just mistimes it a little bit, though.
Here's Duke Lacroix. Can he find the back of the net? Trying to center it for Chow. And the Toro is able to close in defensively. Here's Antoine Openo now. Reno continues to harass here in the final minutes of this match here tonight. They'll get it away from Weehan. Here comes Zaldivar, who has played well here in this second half. Trying to find Enriquez. Padilla. Over to Jorginho James. Enriquez. And we talked a lot about Reno's offense and their efficiency on that end. They have allowed almost nothing to Rio Grande Valley here tonight. An incredible defensive performance, I think, that shouldn't be overthought.
Yeah, it's easy when you're clicking this much offensively just to fall asleep a little bit defensively. But Zach Harrell and Jimmy Ockford have been able to stop danger before it really is danger at all. So many crucial interventions higher up the field.
Here's Mo Chow. Chow takes a shot at it, and Mo Chow buries it in the back of the net.
Just too easy for Mo Chow. Oliver just falls over. Mo Chow just slots it into the near post. Cool, calm, and collected finish through Cortez's legs to make it 4-0 here tonight.
Mo Chow, the two-time All-American at Louisville in college, his third professional goal here in the USL in his first season after being drafted 35th overall by the Earthquakes. As Chow makes it 4-0 Reno into the final second to this one here tonight inside Greater Nevada Fields. They will add 3 minutes of stoppage time despite the 4-0 score. Richards will poke it away there from Enriquez. But Reno needed 3 points here tonight, Colin, and they are going to get 3 points here tonight.
Yeah, not only that, but a big statement win for Reno. That they're a team to be feared here in this Western Conference going into playoffs.
Especially if they can keep a lineup like they had here tonight.
Yeah, with San Jose's season effectively over, I think Ian Russell will be hoping to see more of the likes of Chris Weehan and Jimmy Ockford.
Mo Chow going to try and nick it. Another. trying to get through 3 different defenders. He ran out of gas there at the end. He had Chris Wehan on the other side, but couldn't see him.
Still able to win a corner kick after all that, though. Taking on 4 defenders and earning a corner. Great run by Mo Chow.
Chow being very inventive tonight.
Yeah, he's trying some clever things. Little flick around to try to find a far post run, but Reno didn't commit anyone else besides Mo Chow forward there. The bicycle kick attempt earlier. He's been really involved since coming on. Think about it, he's only been on the field for about 10 minutes.
Carroll keeps that one out of the box. Here comes Richards on the attack. Reno will advance to 2-1-1 against Rio Grande Valley all-time, having drawn earlier this year. A win and a loss, both teams winning at home last season. As that one goes deep back into the outfield grass on a run from Jorginho James.
And it really was such a fantastic surging run by Jorginho James, driving at the Reno defense, but he just gets his shot all wrong.
And there's the final whistle. 3 points it is here tonight in downtown Reno. Reno 1868 with a dominant 4-0 victory on top of Rio Grande Valley. And this, Colin, a complete performance from the opening kickoff to that final whistle.
Really, just from the whole team, you can't pick out individual performances because everybody on Reno was sensational. From Matt Bersano and the little he had to deal with, all the way to Mo Chow's striker coming on in the 82nd minute. Every player that stepped on the field for Reno 1868 played a fantastic game.
Seth Kasipley, Chris Wehan, the goals in the first half. Brian Brown in the 80th with his 15th of the year, his 18th all-time, which pulls him into a tie with Dane Kelly for the most in Reno 1868 history. And then Mo Chow, that man, with the icing on top of the cake, his 3rd, and Ian Russell can breathe a big sigh of relief here tonight as his team picks up their 13th win, now to 49 points, and that will keep them above that top 8 cut line. Currently in a tie with St. Louis, and they've got a slight edge. That will put Reno in 7th place as they now look towards their final 4 matches of the season. We'll hear from Kylie Diesner down on the fields, and we'll get that right after a quick break. Reno on top of Rio Grande Valley, 4-0, the final score. From here. Straight to the booth. not the booth, then we'll go booth after. Okay. Reno 1868, 4-0 winners here tonight in downtown Reno, getting 3 huge points in the Western Conference race. Kylie Diesner is with the winning head coach, Ian Russell. Take it away.
Thanks so much, Alex. Here with head coach Ian Russell. Ian, a 4-0 win tonight against RGV. How important was this win in your guys' push for playoffs?
Really big win for us, especially since we got 4 goals, hopes with goal differential. So all in all, a great night. Got 3 points. On to the next one.
Yeah, and speaking of that, back here on Saturday, you guys take on Tulsa. How is the team preparing for that?
Good. We've already looked at some film, so they're a good team. But I think it's a team that if we play well, we can get a good result against.
All right, thanks so much. Congrats, Coach. Back to you, Alex.
All right, thank you very much, Kylie. And Ian, congratulations to Ian Russell and the boys as 1868 pulls off the victory. Welcome you back inside the broadcast booth alongside Colin Tabor. I'm Alex Margulies. You know, we talked about it before. This is the time of the season that you want to be playing your best soccer, and that was a great performance.
Yeah, going into playoffs, that run before playoffs, Reno 1868 with a huge statement win, 4-0 against Rio Grande Valley FC. A performance where everyone was on top of their game.
Duke Lacroix there signing autographs. He was a big part of the win here tonight. A pair of assists as we take a look at the highlights from tonight. Reno controlling this one from very early on in the contest. It was Duke Lacroix finding Seth Kisipli in the 12th minute to get it started.
Yeah, Seth Kisipli all alone on the far post with a fantastic finish. A volley just past Corti.
Another run from Lacroix would set up Chris Weehan, and he would deliver to make it 2-0 in the 22nd. Then into the second half, 80th minute, Brian Brown blasts one right at Corti, can't handle it. And there it was, Brian Brown, his 15th goal of the season to give him 18 all-time. And then the finale, Mo Chow coming off the bench, played well in his about 10 minutes off the bench for Ian Russell as Chow with his 3rd goal of the season. And again, complete effort from in goal by Bersano, who gets his 3rd clean sheet this year, his 12th overall. The back 4 with Lacroix, Richards, Carroll, and Ockford. The midfield was outstanding tonight. All 11 and the bench got it done here this evening at Greater Nevada Fields.
Yeah, Reno were really clicking out here tonight. 1-2-touch passing with a purpose, always looking to drive forward. The interchanging of positions between Kisipli, Weehan, and Mafeka was fantastic. And the runs in behind into space were fantastic as well.
4 more matches on the season for Reno 1868 as they currently sit in 7th place. And 2 of those 4 matches will take place right here in downtown Reno. Coming up next Saturday night, 7 o'clock, Tulsa Roughnecks coming here to Greater Nevada Field. And we will have the coverage for you right here on Nevada Sports Net. Want to thank our entire broadcast crew for all their hard work here tonight as Reno comes away with one of their biggest wins in franchise history. 4-0 on top of Rio Grande Valley. 3 huge points, and their rise in the Western Conference continues. That's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. For Kylie Diesner down on the sidelines, Colin Tabor up here in the booth, I'm Alex Margulies saying so long from downtown Reno. It's Reno 1868, the victors here tonight. Thanks so much for watching United Soccer League action here on Nevada Sports Net. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.